Okay.
I like your videos.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Oh
Ew,
no.
no.
That guy. Oh no.
Oh,
dude.
you know he's beating ass, dude.
Yeah, he is beating up so many protesters.
Look at that mine lolly looking ass motherfucker, dude. Look, holy shit, that's a bratwurst right there. Our favorite Adolf Hitler archetype. His name is Tyler Hitler Vera. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The greatest documentarian of our generation. Okay? Let's take a look. He went to investigate the rise of Germany's, in air quotes, neo-Nazis. YouTube is like, nothing wrong with this. God forbid I have a fucking Jubilee video that I reacted to for 10 seconds. I'm like, copy strike.
I am kind of impressed that he, like, I don't know, that he understands the concept of, like, that Germany's president isn't just Donald Trump. Like, if I had to guess what, like, Tyler Oliveira is, like, how he sees the world.
This is the...
Oh, he also did the Inside the Country that banned free speech, and he hung out with Tommy Robinson. If you were to pick one, which one do you want to watch? Germany's neo-Nazis or England banning free speech?
I feel like I know what's going to be in the English one, but with the Germany one, I'm like legitimately curious to see him interact with Germans.
Immigrants are in Germany to make Germany an Islamic state.
In 2023, foreigners made up 15% of Germany's population, but accounted for 41% of all violent crime suspects, with 75% of the victims being Germans. As Germany is the third largest host of refugees, hosting over 2.5 million refugees, with almost half of all Germans believing refugees are no longer welcome.
We're so back in 2016. Do you remember this shit? Like when
back when like
Sargon of Akkad or Lawrence Southern would be like...
Southern like tried to kill a bunch of refugees.
Yeah, straight up. Like went and linked up with an out and about neo-Nazi white nationalist group to like intercept the Doctors Without Borders ship.
Yeah.
Like fucking psychotic.
There were tons of like...
I love the American brain rot of like doing 1350 stats on in Germany.
Yeah. I would love to see Tyler Oliveira run into Gunther. I feel like Gunther would stun him.
I highly doubt those numbers, by the way. Does anyone have the actual numbers? I mean, a couple things from my old eras of dealing with this kind of bullshit is a couple things that I recall is like something that they do all the time is they'll say like immigrants are responsible for like 75% of crimes, and fast and loose with the data. Number one, inside of the EU, even if you are not a part of like, even if you're not a German national, you're still considered an immigrant. That's number one. So they will just be like, oh, all immigrants. And then, you know, they'll be referring to every single person, regardless of where they're coming from, in an effort to say that they're all like the Muslim migrants or whatever. That's number one. Number two, another thing that they do is suspects. They don't actually cover convictions. That's the same principle between 1350 as well. 13% of the crime, I mean, not 30% of the crime, sorry, 13% of the population is black. They comprise 50% of the arrests, not the convictions, the arrests. Okay. So he said in this circumstance, he said suspect.
Placing their refugees with the third largest suspects with 10% of Germany's population, but accounted for 41% of all violent crime suspects, with 75% of the victims being Germans.
Yeah. Real Germans. EU fact check. Almost 60% of violent crimes in Germany are committed by men with migrant background. False. The ex post by Danish politician Andres Visiten links to an article by the National Pulse, a radical right-wing media outlet. What's actually wrong with the claim? The police crime statistics differentiates between German and non-German suspects. The criterion is nationality. Any migration background is not taken into account, as the voluntary nature of such information means that consistent recording is not guaranteed. However, they did do the thing. The various terms migrant, person with a migration background, or foreigner are often lumped together, even though there are significant differences. According to UN, a migrant person is, Yeah, there you go. There you have it. Once again, it's they're doing the same thing that every fucking European style Nazi does all the time, which is literally if a tourist gets in a fight with a local, that's a part of the migrant crime that's happening. Or even if someone who is living in Germany that's not a German national, you know, since it's the fucking European Union and you can do that sort of thing, and they do a crime, no matter how little or how large, that's a migrant crime. Okay. So anything from like pickpocketing all the way to like rape and murder, they are slamming into one category, and they're packaging it all as like Arab Muslim immigrants that are doing this.
It's very similar to like how the ADL compiles hate crimes.
Yeah. According to the United Nations, a migrant is a person irrespective. The Federal Statistical Office conducts population surveys in Germany. The population with a migration background includes all people who are not born in German citizenship themselves, or who have at least one parent who was not born with German citizenship. This group comprises 23.9 million people, around a quarter of the German population. Furthermore, it is true that statistics referred to by Vistisen differentiate by male and female suspects, but it does so separately from the categories of German and non-German suspects. Interpretation and background of the claim. The claim says that Germany has a problem with violent crime committed by men with a migrant background since Angela Merkel decided to open the borders for refugees in 2015. Millions of Syrians reached Europe, blah, blah, blah, blah, blah. Experts, Dr. Salvatore Nicolosi, an assistant professor in international and European migration and refugee law at Utrecht University, says that one cannot conclude that because Merkel's government decided to allow Syrian refugees in, therefore Germany suffers more crime. Nicolosi, I simply see a policy decision that prioritize the need to make sure that those fleeing a war-torn country such as Syria are allowed to have a chance to seek protection in Europe. Okay, but that's woke stuff. Greatest Tyler Hitler Vera post. YouTube video essays who tell you how to think and what to think do not travel the world talking to real people with different perspectives than them. First of all, you're not traveling the world to talk to people with different perspectives than you. You're traveling the world exclusively to talk to people with the same Nazi opinion that you have. So I don't know why he's saying that.
He's like, that's like the annoying thing about him to me is that he's like so defensive.
Yeah. Yeah, he's leaning into it though, because he's never been like this outwardly and overtly in the tank for like, you know, open neo-Nazi movements and sentiments. So I think he's this is like he's getting into his also Dantavius, get behind me. I will protect you. And so is Vince was on there too. And I will protect both of you.
The United Kingdom, where free speech is illegal.
If you're a keyboard warrior.
As Germany is the third largest host
Wrong
of
video.
refugees, hosting over 2.5 million refugees, with almost half of all Germans believing refugees are no longer welcome, placing their hopes and their votes in the nationalist, anti-immigrant, far-right AfD party, causing them to win a regional election in the state of Thuringia, and to make history as the first far-right political party to win in Germany since the Nazis in World War.
Dude, how can you say that and not recognize what's going on? Like, was he dropped as a baby? Like, what the fuck? Like, he actually went step by step to be like, ooh, how interesting. Like, why are you covering this as a positive, man? What the fuck?
I feel like if it was like 5 years ago,
they're fucking fascist.
Tyler Oliveira would be like a J Station type YouTuber.
All
like,
of the late night, like 2 a.m. calling evil Santa Claus.
But his thing would be like, he'd be like, you guys, I found a time machine off of the dark web. I went back in time to talk to Hitler to see if he's really that bad.
Yeah. And he told me he's cool, actually.
Yeah.
He's chill.
It would just be like a guy in like a shitty Hitler costume.
Yeah. Also, German anti-fascists are, you know, I don't know what these guys' background is. It can be very
this guy
good.
Probably loves Israel.
Or very, very bad. Like, he just came back from dousing like a Arab bakery with pork fat.
Yeah. Dude, we walked 2 anti-Deutschers from our live show in Berlin.
Wait, really?
Yeah, there were 2 like the moment we started talking about anti-Deutsch, like 2 guys like stormed out angrily.
Oh, they got mad.
Yeah. And I wondered, like,
so what? They were just like not listening to your commentary beforehand. Like, did they think you were like super pro Israel or something?
This is like 2019. It's like at that point, I feel like you would have like a pretty good handle on like what we're about with Israel.
Yeah.
We had done like multiple episodes on Palestine.
Also, you're in a more precarious situation as a Jewish person in Germany with the anti-Deutschers because they love beating Jews who are anti-Zionists. Yeah. They're like, they got that old school epigenetic memory.
Yeah. I was talking to a family member who was like, you know how you have like everyone who has like lib family members has like, you know, sometimes they freak out after an election.
Yeah.
I have one member of my family who like every time like they did this in 2016 too. They were like, what country should we go to? And like, usually I'll like indulge them for a bit and then be like, okay, like calm down. Don't have to like go somewhere. It's okay. But they were like, they were floating countries. And I said, well, Germany's out. I'm getting dinged for hate speech there. And now I'm wondering, do you think I could even like go back to Germany now?
No,
you're probably not.
No, they probably would put you in a camp.
Yeah.
They would be like, yeah, come through. No, it's great. We've heard what you had to say about Israel.
That sucks, man. I like really liked it there too, but I don't think they would let me back in. Yeah. I feel like I could probably like 80% sure I could get into England. I feel like I could get back to the Netherlands. Germany, though, like, definitely no.
Yeah.
Fascists? Yeah. Nazi Schweine! Nazi Schweine! Nazi Schweine! It became a beast, and we're not really able to stop it anymore. And people just think about it, how it all went when fascist Germany rose. Yeah, and I'm afraid that it will happen again.
As many Germans believe their national identity is being destroyed, their generosity exploited, their culture degraded, and their country no longer safe as they mass import economic migrants and refugees into their country, other Germans are fearful they're witnessing the rise of the Fourth Reich, as AfD politicians were caught meeting with neo-Nazi activists discussing their master plan to deport millions of migrants from their country, causing mass.
When that happened before. It sounds a little familiar.
Mass protests across Germany calling for a complete ban of what is now Germany's second strongest party, labeling them and their supporters neo-Nazis.
The AfD regularly rejects accusations of extremism, but the BBC...
Come on, dog, look at that guy. What do you mean? What do you mean? He's got the Benjamin Netanyahu haircut. the young BB haircut,
Remember,
you know?
God, that was such a distinct period of the online right when they were like really into like the
high and tight.
Yeah, the high and tight haircut. Yeah.
Yeah.
has found clear links between significant party figures.
There's only one Islam, and this is what is dangerous for Europe, and it's not at all compatible to our values. Not at all.
I believe all religions are same, and there should be, brotherhood.
I also agree that all religions are the same.
Before I go to a protest organized by Pegida, an organization opposed to mass migration and the Islamization of the West, with a counter-protest organized by Antifa right next door, what does the liberal city of Berlin think about the migrants in Germany and the rise of
They had the fuck Nazis banner, but with the Run DNC, but like they have the same ones with the fuck Hamas.
We were, whatever area of Berlin that is, we were like there.
So-called far right.
Where are you from?
Right there.
I'm from India.
Came here for work?
No, I'm a student.
Was it difficult to come to school here?
No, of course not.
Easy?
Yeah, so much.
Do you think Germany is letting too many immigrants in?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh my God.
Oh, brilliant.
That's my man right there.
I love that. You know he means Muslims.
Yes.
You know he's like, yeah. He's like, I left India to not be around these fucking Muslims, man. Why the fuck is Germany?
This guy has definitely replied to me and called me a terrorist.
You know he loves Israel.
Yeah,
Oh my God. It's like, we will always defend you, Israel.
This guy is like tuning into every Elon Levy stream.
What are your thoughts on the AFD party?
Oh, this is very bad for the foreign people. Very, very bad.
Tell me your thoughts on that.
This is really, you feel that they are very racist and they are so radical. For Germany, it's not good. And
why would Jasmine use this one word so much when talking about Germany's immigrants?
I mean, I don't know, right? I have no idea. But like, this absolutely will reach a fever pitch and then people will push them out. Absolutely.
National race.
The question is, at what cost?
Well,
how much is a dollar worth, right?
Yes, and
what will be the social consequences of mass immigration to a
country?
country?
What did he use?
These very questions are what troubles the AFD, as the foreigners that make up 15% of Germany's population account
the
for...
only reason why they have trouble with the answers for the solutions to these things are because the solutions would get them put in jail. They know what the solutions are. They have plans for what the solutions are.
Oh, he means like final solution. I assume that's what like he's inferring.
They just can't say
Is that what the
them.
inference is? That's crazy.
I would have to see the whole stream.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
L. Adolf, bruh. Yeah, they're all fucking racist, bro. Being racist is racist. No, Asper's community is not as primed on this shit.
this is so bad image for Germany.
I'm from Thuringia, so...
Okay, so that's where they won the election.
Yeah, that's right.
Were you happy that day or unhappy?
No, nobody in my friend circle or family circle was happy about it. And the rise of the populist parties is a big problem, not even in Thuringia, but the whole of Europe, I would say.
Too many immigrants here?
Yeah.
Do you think you're a hypocrite for thinking that?
No, I don't think so.
Are you the exception?
No, I guess no.
I'm coming here from...
Wait, no, he doesn't read what he doesn't even understand what you're saying. Like, in his mind, he's like, no, I'm not Muslim. What the fuck? Like,
yeah, no, he believes some crackpot thing where it's like...
Dude, Indian racism, like, the level of race science that, like, racist Indians operate on is so crazy to me.
Yeah, they think that, like, every West German nation or West European nation and Central European nation was founded by Indians.
Yeah.
So it's not even immigration.
Yeah,
it's
no.
Like,
it's taking back what's, it's not even taking back what's his. He's just around fellow like-minded Aryan individuals. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's wild.
He has no idea what Tyler asked him that.
Yeah, it did not track. Like, he's not thinking about it in the same way at all.
From Tunisia for 30 years, and
he's like, I'm not lower caste. What are you talking about?
Yeah, when he asked him, was it easy to come here? It's like, yeah, is it easy to go between Illinois and Iowa?
Yeah.
You know? Is it easy to travel within the Indian global super empire? Yes.
There are a lot of Indian Muslims. Yeah, we're not talking about that. Okay, calm down. Remember during the election cycle, a chatter wrote Adolf, and he pretended like he didn't know who that was and laughed at it. What?
Germany, it's changed now. Yes, they changed so they don't like foreign people. But on the same time, they need a worker. This is a big problem for maybe the government because they accepting a lot of refugee. But the refugee, why? Because they have no language. But if you say 2 years, you stay here and you get money and you don't work, this is a big lose for the country.
I think they are a little bit racist.
Why do you think the alt-right and the AFD is on the rise?
Migration. I think people Germans and so getting annoyed by migration.
It's a populist party. It's a party that just doesn't really have any politics or any real plans for Germany. That's my opinion, at least.
Sure.
And they use not only scapegoats, it's just what populism does, just quick answers to complex questions.
According to Google, 14% of the population right now in Germany is immigrant population.
Is he trying to like red pill random Germans on the street? He's like, oh, I'll have you know, these migrants are doing a lot of crime, by the way. How does that make you feel?
Population?
It's now I'm mad. Like, okay, I don't know for sure that I can't go back to Germany. I'm like guessing, but he gets to go. I don't.
Yeah, what happened to like Germany is supposed to have the most like comprehensive hate crime like statutes out there, like hate speech statutes out there, and like I guess they just have like a finite amount. Like they've spent all the battery on fucking anti-Israel sentiment. They spent all the battery arresting German Jews who are anti-Israel.
Yeah. It's just like I contributed to the German economy while I was there.
Yeah.
I went through so many vapes. What is this guy doing? Nothing.
Or of immigrant background?
I think it's higher.
Higher? Let's call it 14 or higher. Yeah. And roughly 40% of the crimes are committed by that.
While foreigners make up 50% of Germans, they accounted for a record 41% of all crimes. I wonder what article he got that from.
That 14%. Why do you think that is? And is that a reason for concern?
Well, that still leaves 60% of crime on nationals, right? So it's absolutely, if just by numbers, it's more local people, let's call it that. I mean, of course, it's a cause of concern, but I don't think the cause of concern or the answer is shutting out immigrants.
They're a populist right-wing party that are trying to destroy our democracy.
Okay, tell me more.
Most importantly, I think they threaten to undermine the trust that people have in our democratic institutions, especially young people. I'm very concerned about that, especially with the recent studies done on like the Shell-Jugendstudie and stuff, where we see already the very negative effects that populism has had on their outlook on democracy and the future.
Do you think Germany has an obligation to bring in refugees?
I think Germany has an obligation as any Western rich country.
What are your thoughts on immigration here in Germany?
I think it's less of a problem than we make it look sometimes. I think there are great opportunities in immigration, but I also think that we need to be careful in how we approach it because the topic is already so partially poisoned in public discourse.
Do you think immigrants have an obligation to build and uplift their own community rather than leaving and fleeing to countries?
I take it back, Chad answer. No, I know, but like, I know that motherfucker probably hates my ass. My biggest haters are all European liberals, dude.
Oh my, yeah.
My big like number one haters, like the most active like Reddit hate that I get, I think, is like directly from like European liberals.
I get like
globe emoji guys.
I get some angry replies from like Germans for sure. Though, shout out to the Iberian Peninsula. I got a lot of friends and supporters over in Portugal and Spain.
That balding guy's my cousin on my mom's side. What the fuck? Yo, check in with him. See if he's ever like tried to fucking dox me.
Countries like Germany, let's say.
That's an obligation for politics and politicians. Politics, of course, that's also something that I think nowadays it's being forgotten. Politics, they come from the people.
Where are you from?
I'm from Iran.
How do you like Germany?
I love it. I love Berlin, not the whole Germany.
Where have you been treated differently here in Germany?
In Rostock.
What was the experience?
They were like, you're not.
Like, you're Turkish. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
They use that anti-Turkish slur. I forget what it's called. It starts with like K.
Is there anyone on earth who takes to baldness better than Iranians?
Yeah, he looks really good.
He looks amazing bald. Like,
yeah.
I think I see a lot of Iranians who are bald and they're just really fucking pulling it off.
Yeah.
Come here, you're not one of us. Like, what are you doing here? And then it made me go crazy because I found myself being aggressive like around people, and I was like, hey, it's not me, but yeah, it changed me.
And does Muslim culture integrate well into Germany from what you've seen?
No. It's important to say it's because of German country.
German's fault?
It's not a thing of fault, but it's I think it's one of those things.
Does Germany have an obligation to change and modify themselves to accommodate them, or vice versa?
I would say neither. I think cultures, and we can see, for example, in the UK. The UK is a way more integrated or diverse culture.
I hear many people call them racist and they're undermining democracy.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so too, yeah. Why do you think they're gaining popularity right now?
Because they provide easy solutions for difficult problems, but the solutions are not really that simple.
You see, in Germany, we don't have so big problems. We are rich.
Germany is one of the only like big countries where like the average guy you talk to is like Ezra Klein. That is something I've noticed about it over the years. Average guy you talk to over there, same priorities and beliefs.
Country with many people, but for me, we come from South Germany. The world is okay.
That guy has like a white
is good,
haircut.
At the end of the day, you go touch grass, smell the flowers, life is good.
Yeah,
Germany, I see no fentanyl addicts, no trash cans on fire. The city is peaceful, let's be honest. There's not a fraction of the problems I've seen in major US cities here in Germany, but anything's possible.
Before I go to Dresden, I headed to Erfurt in the state of Thuringia, where the AfD won the state's elections after receiving 30.5% of the vote. Why are people in the state so supportive of the AfD? And are their feelings towards mass immigration much different than the more liberal international city of Berlin we just talked to?
What does the public think here out in the city? Let's go talk. Excuse me. Do you know about the AfD? Good or bad?
Bad.
Bad?
Yeah, he's against all the refugees.
Okay. Why did you guys come here to Germany?
We came here to live with all people, to look for safety and to have good life, but AfD is against all of this.
Okay. What did you guys flee? The war?
I came because of the war in my country.
You guys have family here too?
No, they are trying to come also.
Okay.
Yeah. Now what will happen for all the refugees will happen to us.
Okay, you're concerned about getting deported back home?
I don't know, maybe.
All right. Thank you for the sticker. Goodbye. Well, he gives us a sticker. Protect trans kids and fight fascism.
I don't really want to get into that because it's a very complex discussion, and I think it's there are many factors playing into it. But I think it's not the AfD is not the solution at all. It is anti-democratic.
Oh, where are you guys from?
India.
Morocco. India? Okay. How long have you guys been here in Germany?
2 months.
1 year.
1 year.
1 year. Why did you guys come here to Germany?
Actually, I'm doing an Ausbildung in here in Germany.
Better future. I want to earn money. I want to take a new experience over here.
I'm here in Germany for my Ausbildung, and I'm here for making my future better.
What are your thoughts on their anti-immigrant sentiment?
We need them. My generation is not enough to fill all the work we can offer. So our population shrinks, and we will not be able to fill in a sufficient workforce.
What are your thoughts on AfD? Okay, you're smiling. Any thoughts?
I don't have any interest in this. I just live my life. I see like everything is normal here. Everything is convenience. Everyone are doing what they like, and I'm also enjoying it.
How would you rate Germany on a scale of 1 to 10? Are you guys happy here? Give me a number.
8.
How would you rate India?
According to Germany,
Compared to Germany?
Compared to Germany, actually, I would rate it like 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Statistics would say that 40% of the crime-ish is being perpetrated by those of immigrant background. Is that a concerning problem to you, or is that overblown?
I think it's a problem with the segregation at hand. If I would have to flee my country out of actual fear of being and then put into basically camps and would not be allowed to work, perhaps I would also search.
Wait. Asmongold listened to German iDubbbz and said the only solution to this problem everyone understands is like a violent one that'll get you locked up. He's like very woke. What the fuck? He didn't say anything wrong.
For work, but not so much on the legal side of things. Yeah,
but sexual assault, for instance, wouldn't fall under that category, right?
Oh, no, definitely not.
Do you think things like that are a cultural difference?
Why'd you say that then? That's interesting.
Or no? Or just bad apples exist in every bunch, things happen?
Some things are cultural, but I wouldn't say that, we should not put everyone, which we are doing right now politically, everyone into the same...
Leftist HasanAbi fans are racist to Indians too. Wow, wait, what? The fuck do you mean?
What? Is he talking about the segment about like the Indian guy?
The Indian guy who was like
none of that was
median BJP voter who was like, yeah, I don't like these fucking refugees.
Nothing
I don't like these
about
fucking
that
migrants.
Could be considered racist.
Or first of all, there's a shit ton of racism towards Indians online. None of which revolves around like knowing the different cultural attitudes or India's own internal caste structure and how racist some Indian fascists can get.
Yeah. No, like all the racism towards Indians online, like it's fucking insane. Like it's at an absolute fever pitch. Like it's fucking repulsive. But it is all just like submental, like grade school shit. Like just calling them
like smelly and shit.
Yeah, smelly and saying that they like shit everywhere and stuff like that.
Racism already is like very stupid, but it is like uniquely childish.
Yeah.
Like
it just yeah.
Cup. I'll also give 8.5 or 9.
This recent rash of like anti-Indian racism online, it's also so like just like joyless. You know what I mean? Like there's obviously like a difference, I think, between like the kind of like ethnic jokes you see people like tell about each other, where there's like people are at least like enjoying themselves, whether you think it's like in good taste or not. With this, it's just like complete like full throttle, just like hatred, like almost like incoherent.
Versus the other joyful racism, yes. Versus as opposed to joyful racism.
Okay. Yeah, it's good. I'm doing what I like. Anything I'm doing, if I want it, I'm doing it. No one is here to stop me until and unless I'm not doing anything wrong.
What about the motherland?
It's always my love. It will be always more than 10.
Then why are you not in India? It's a 10 and this is an 8.5. I can't believe you now.
No, the thing is, like, main problem in India is population. We don't have too much of employment there. Yeah, too much of employment. We cannot earn that much money that we earn here. I'll have sufficient money with me, then I'll go back to India, do something on my own. I won't be living up far away from my family. Yeah, family is more important than money, I know. But I'm giving this time to myself to earn money. Then later on, I'll see what I can do.
You're going to leave as well at some point, or would you stay here permanently?
I plan to stay here for a long time, aber ja. Ich wähle auch die AfD, weil
all the normal people are like, yeah, AFD's pretty racist. They hate democracy. They have no good solutions. And then the one guy that you find that just looks like the same guy everywhere. Like, this is the same guy in America, okay? Just a fucking crackhead.
I love how, like, every man they talk to is like Ezra Klein. Like, they're like, I think that they propose simple solutions for highly complex problems. And they are an infection on the body politic, and that polarization, especially negative polarization, will be an issue going forward. Like, and then they find this guy who like enlisted to fight on the Eastern Front when he was like 5.
Yeah, it's great. Like that one guy, German iDubbbz literally was like, yeah, I think it's really messed up that there's not adequate integration. Like we're segregating these people that are escaping war.
Yeah.
Like he had such an empathetic approach after Tyler was like, oh, they're doing rapes though. It's a cultural difference. They have a culture of rape. Insane.
That is That is like one thing about like obviously I think like a lot of America's like main policies, whether it's the way that we administer healthcare or utilities or whatever, a lot of things we do it in like the worst possible way. One thing I will say, and I don't think America has like a good immigration system by any means, but compared to like the European style of doing it, where when they do let people in, they are just like completely segregated from the rest of the country. And it is like they're doing everything in their power to prevent them from assimilating. That is like one thing that America like has over Europe.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, had.
Yeah, it's probably gonna get different.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna change for the worse over time. But a lot of that is also like kind of cultural, and I don't know.
Chatter that is saying Pajit spam. I don't know what that means. Is that like a slur? But apparently one person said it and they got insta banned. Now, so ironically, is it a slur? What is that?
Yeah, it's like a slur people use against Indians.
Okay, I don't know
online.
if you guys know this, but like I'm not as why do you always say slurs out loud when you say it's a slur? Wait, why is Twitch not even like guarding it then? What the fuck? Why is that not auto-modded?
Yeah, he doesn't spend like fucking 20 hours a day on Twitter to see all this shit.
I mean, for the record, what do you call it? Like, as much as I know about all of the latest and greatest in slur technology, there are still obviously areas of oversight. Okay, and secondly, immediately that guy got clapped because my mods, you can say it lol, not just call someone that. What, I don't even know what it is. I'm not gonna say it ever again. It's not a real slur. 4chan made it up.
One guy said it in a chat of like 30,000 fucking people, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
and they got banned instantly.
Yeah.
So you're the one who's fucking spamming it now. And you now taught 27,000 people a new slur. Maybe some people knew what it was, but now you taught me that slur. I didn't know what it was.
Look at this guy's fucking neck tattoo. What is that? That is the most generic neck tattoo I've ever seen. He just like walked into the tattoo parlor and was like dealer's choice.
HasanAbi, so for real, you knew what it was. I'm not gonna say it, but I don't think you should say it either, because I'm gonna accidentally read it. But no, I definitely didn't know what it was.
Why would he lie about that? Like, what fucking motive would he have to whatever?
Yeah, no, I'm...
Whatever.
Hassan Sal's the cat, LMFL, you on Twitter every day. I don't see that much anti-Indian racism on my timeline, because my entire timeline is filled to the brim with people calling me a terrorist. So like, my entire timeline is just like Islamophobia directed my way. So we do have different timelines, I think. It's Punjabi for bro, but 4chan users use it as a pejorative. Anyway. Also, bro, this is literally a troll account made 4 months ago. He's trying to clip chimp something to create a narrative that you're racist. Yeah, I feel like anti-Indian racism is like huge in Canada.
Yeah,
like it's like really big in like the UK and Canada. Like in America, for better or for worse, I mean, of course, there's still fucking anti-Indian racism in America too. Like America's very racist, but it's not the same level of like in order to get like really racist with it, you have to at least like know some stereotypes. I think most Americans just like think like, oh, Indian 7-Eleven, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they don't know enough about like Indian immigration to have like extensive slurs and shit like that. Many Americans didn't even know the P word, not the one that he was saying, but the other P word, which is a shortened version of Pakistani.
George W.
Bush. Yeah, George W. Bush literally said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the one that KSI got in trouble for, yeah.
Wenn der eigene Deutsche so ausgenutzt wird. Ja. Okay. Und das ist eben das, ja, da muss ich ein bisschen was dran ändern jetzt hier. Weil wir müssen doch an uns denken.
Weil auf jeden Fall, ich mache meine Sache, ich mache meine Aufgabe. Wir alle Deutsche hier, wir sind gleich. Alle Männer sind gleich über alle. Es gibt keinen Unterschied, als du bist Deutscher oder nicht. Probleme ist hier, muss man wirklich richtig lernen. Erstmal die Sprache, damit man in dieses Land integrieren kann, weißt du. muss man das machen. Ich auch, ich habe die gleiche Idee, was hat mein Kollege gesagt jetzt. Für mich, Marokko ist mein Land. Ich lebe Marokko wirklich. Ich habe viel gelernt in Marokko. Die Nummer, ich gebe Deutschland 3.
Do you think many refugees coming here are actually just economic migrants?
Indian, right?
Well, that guy was Moroccan.
Oh,
that last guy. But the three guys that were speaking were
Yeah, they can speak German, Hindi, English. Like, it is crazy when you go out there and you realize like how deficient Americans are.
Oh yeah.
It's we really are like kind of pieces of shit in that way.
Okay,
Like,
by the way, am I crazy? But like Tyler Oliveira so far has shown that like Germany is a relatively diverse population, and most people are not vibing with his racism. Like he just keeps walking up to people and being like, "Y'all rocking with this racism?" And they're like, "No."
Yeah.
Like they're like, "Nah, I'm in Berlin, dumbass. Like I'm surrounded by immigrants.
Yeah,
I'm an immigrant."
He is stupid for like going to like the most liberal city.
Yeah. I'm sure this is going to change soon.
Using the term refugee to come here and
Sometimes, but yeah, for me it's not the highest part.
Deutschland versus India.
I would love to stay here, but my motherland is India, as you also
I
already
see.
know.
So you'll come here, make some money, and then go home?
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty much a nation which lies on its workforce. So if that's shrinking, sure, we will lose financially, and we will fall back in the international race.
The question is,
bro, what is going on? This is like more knowledgeable about like the necessity for migration when you become a developed nation and your fucking birth rates decline than like 98% of Europeans in general. What is happening?
I think I would like go insane if I lived in Germany, because like everyone you talk to is like, yeah, like an Ezra Klein type.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't cut loose over there, you know?
Yeah.
But it is like, it's probably better than having a country where like 40% of people are like, you know, we killed a giant in Afghanistan and the news covered it up. Like that's probably better.
The
for
giant
your
of
country.
Kandahar.
Like, at the end of the day,
I mean, that is fun. I do love hearing about that shit.
I want to. If there was a surgery or a course of medication that could like make you believe that stuff,
You would take it?
I would at 100%.
There's a dude I talk to that like routinely will tell me, this normie dude who is like insanely conspiracy brain, and he believes that like the original language before Hebrew was not Aramaic, it was Arabic, and that like they made it up. Like Hebrew is not a real language. None of the like and he's not Arab at all, by the way. He's just like,
oh, I love that.
yeah, no,
I love that,
bro. He's like Mexican Japanese, which makes it so much better.
I love that.
He's like, yeah, dude. The entire like, look it up. All the world coins had Arabic on it.
That's so cool.
Like he's saying that like everything was Arabic, and that like people lied about. He also believes in the mudslide theory. That like there was an ancient civilization and then there was a mudslide that like destroyed it, and that's why all of this like incredible technology is actually secretly hidden under the earth.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite theory, is that like we had iPhones 100,000 years ago. That's like Graham Hancock.
Tartaria. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
Have you ever heard the Gary Kasparov conspiracy theory?
No. What?
Gary Kasparov, like
I assume something anti-Semitic.
It's not. It's like more interesting.
Wait, wasn't Kasparov the Jews did 9/11 guy?
No, I think you're thinking of Bobby Fischer.
Oh yeah, that's the okay. Yeah.
Bobby Kasparov. Gary Kasparov, chess genius. His theory, his conspiracy theory, is that the world is only like civilization. Really, is only like 1,000 years old, and that stuff like the Roman Empire and like basically anything that they say is like, from like 3000 BC or something, they're just lying, and that everything has actually happened in the last 1,000 years. Christ was born 1,000 years ago, or Christ was born like 700 years ago.
Whoa!
And I love conspiracy theories like that because it's like, how would someone benefit from that? What would the point be? Of
Also,
doing
how would
that?
they like put together a grand conspiracy such as that?
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
That's the thing I never understand. It's like, dude, in order for a conspiracy like that to exist, you would need multiple millions of people that have been tasked globally to keep up this lie. Like, it makes no sense. And also, there is no reason to create such a insane lie like that.
I love it because like my favorite types of conspiracy theories or just like world system theories are the ones where it's like it's stupid for like a great number of reasons, but you have the capability of looking at it and like kind of figuring out why it can sort of make sense. Because it like, if you like, I don't think this, but you can put yourself in the mind state of someone who believes that, and it is like, okay, well, like, how would we know the difference between something happening 500 years ago versus 1,000 years ago? You know?
Yeah. I don't fucking.
I love that theory though.
But I guess like that is harmless until it like reaches the anti-Semitism stage, versus like what these guys do, not these guys, but the AFD guys do, which is like a different version of that, where they think that like there's this grand conspiracy to like flood the market with migrants to destroy remnants of your beautiful German culture, you know?
New chronology. It's called New Chronology.
I like that.
Proposed by Anatoly Fomenko, he was a Soviet professor of mathematics. He's still alive, actually, Professor Fomenko. Yeah, New Chronology.
Okay, they haven't killed him, so it's not real.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
No. This is how Putin knew how to get the oldest vaults.
Oh yeah,
because New Chronology is true.
Yeah, that proves Jesus is black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is at what cost?
Well,
how much is a dollar worth, right?
Yes, and
what will be the social consequences of mass immigration to a country?
These very questions are what troubles the AFD.
What is happening? Why is he like trying to actively make content out of this guy who's just like not having it?
He the foreigners that make up 15% of Germany's population.
Who's just trying to like get rid of him.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have found like more racist German people. Like he was just like, he wouldn't even let him finish. He was just like, yeah, a lot of social consequences, right? Cut.
Account for 41% of violent crime in 2023, although some believe acknowledging these statistics is a gateway to racism and xenophobia. I headed to Dresden's town square, formerly named after Adolf Hitler during World War II, to talk to protesters on both sides of this debate.
So, this is the song that the alt-right has made their mantra. Excuse me, can I interview you? Interview? Deutsch? What are your thoughts on Pegida?
Pegida, genau. Ich gehe zu Pegida.
What are your thoughts on Muslim immigrants in Germany?
Oh no.
Why?
Nix, also Islam habe ich nichts am Hut. Das wird mir zu hot, das wird mir zu
kriminell. Like 5 times a day? Can't do it.
I dropped out of Islam.
Yeah, no, can't do it. If it was like twice a day, maybe. Okay, once in the morning, once at night. But 5 times a day, bit much for me, not for me. It's too criminal for me, Islam. She means like too many things are haram. She loves the bratwurst. She can't be having no pork. That's not a thing.
It would be really hard to be a Muslim German.
Yeah.
You're like cut out of so many German ass activities.
I know, drinking and eating pork is like...
Ja. Kriminell braucht man nicht. Braucht eigentlich keiner. Wir sind christlich geprägt und so.
What was... Why? Why B-roll of the Kaaba? Like, what the fuck?
Kriminell braucht
You're
man
bringing
nicht.
it to Germany.
Braucht eigentlich keiner.
Like, what? What would be the purpose of this?
This is so fucking stupid.
She's like, she's still saying it's too hard. I can't find where it is every time I need to pray.
I came here to find the Kaaba.
Yeah, I can't find it every time I need to pray. I can't face it. Okay. I'm sorry. It's not happening. It's too hard. It might as well be criminal.
Wir sind christlich geprägt und so soll es bleiben.
Okay.
Wir wollen unsere Kultur behalten und nie anders.
Okay, danke. Thank you.
Bin ich dagegen. Deutschland den Deutschen.
What are your thoughts on the movement and the idea?
It's a bad idea. We
Yeah.
have to have more peace in the world. I don't like the wars. You have the same problem like in Holland.
Yeah.
And like France. There are too many.
I believe all religions are same and
I
there
think you
should
meant like
be,
too many wars,
you know,
right?
brotherhood.
Okay.
in all of them.
But I don't know what wars Holland is engaging in. What like France? What war? What is he?
In peace?
Yeah.
Good, bad, neutral? What do you think?
I think it's so they are against Muslim, etc.
Against the Islamicization of Germany.
Of course, I'm against because I'm an Erasmus student. I'm an exchange student, so and I come from France.
Okay.
And in France there is
Yeah, we
also a
hate
rise
them.
of the
We hate them over there too.
right.
Wait, no, he said
alt-right.
Yeah, he said the
far
alt-right.
right.
Never mind. Maybe.
And now we are getting back to
Wait, never mind. He was
woke.
Yeah, I think he was
fighting
being
each other due to religious reasons, and that's just stupid. Has quite a bit of refugees and
a lot.
Yeah, a lot, and I'm I'm proud of refugees coming to Germany.
I think this is a form of
These guys call
neo-Nazism.
me Not yet, but quite close.
Yeah.
Can I interview you? Okay.
I like your videos.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh no! Oh no! No!
That guy. Oh no!
Oh, you know he's beating ass,
Yeah,
dude.
he is beating up so many protesters.
Look at that mine lolly looking ass motherfucker, dude. Look,
Oh
holy
my
shit, that's a bratwurst right there.
You're talking about Pegida?
Exactly.
I think that's it's good because my point of view is, especially here in Germany, that we have a big problem with migration. I mean, you know, Germany has taken the most of these people. I think since 2015, around 3 million. That's a good question. I mean, that's maybe a historical issue because, you know, the past of Germany was not very happy.
To exploit cheap labor for their own gain? Is it out of kindness? What do you think?
No, I don't think so.
Does it benefit Germans?
Dude, it's very simple, dog. It's not even like out of the kindness of their hearts or anything. It's just when you have a massive amount of manufacturing and you're a developed nation, you inevitably stop having less kids. And when that happens, you need more younger people to come into the country. It's not that shocking. The entire post-World War II German manufacturing was propped up by Turkish migrants. Like, that's what's so crazy. Chat, for those of you who don't know the history of Germany, so during World War II, they did the big bad, okay? And then in the process of doing that, a lot of men died, okay? A lot of men died. So when they came back and they were like, oh, we have to rebuild the country. We have to be an industrial powerhouse. Like, how the fuck, or, you know, how the fuck do we do this? They looked around and they were like, oh shit, let's just do a migration program alongside the Marshall Plan. Yes, that definitely was a big part of it. But they basically fucking brought in a shit ton of Turkish migrant workers. Gastarbeiter. In the Gastarbeiter program. Programmen. Sie Gastarbeiterprogrammen. I don't know, actually. Gastarbeiter. Guest workers. Yeah. Greeks, Portuguese, Italians, Turks. Okay? And it wasn't like the Bracero program because they were integrated into German society. That's why Germans love Döner, right? You are so racist. Ha ha ha ha ha. What? Why? What did I just say? Anyway. So the point is that Germany has done this before. Okay? They've done this before. They have had they've brought in migrant workers in the past specifically to beef up the economy when they needed the additional manufacturing help.
in society for the kindness. It's a benefit, but the negative points are bigger than the benefits that we have now today. In the past months, we had a lot of kills from Syrian or Afghanistan people, from immigrants that we give shelter.
There should not be any fight between the religions. People are here for roaming. That should not affect them.
The immigrants are in Germany to make Germany an Islamic state. Muslims come from all over the world and say, this is now our land. Okay. And it cannot be. Muslims should go away. Now Syria says there is no more war. The people from all over should come back to Syria.
Tell me what they believe in and why they are fascists, in your opinion.
They want to get rid of immigrants, of people.
You know, he probably has one of those bullshit German jobs. I blow the chocolate horn at the factory, at the chocolate factory. What's your job? I make advent calendars. I play Santa Claus in the 3-day long Christmas play. You know? He loves patting little kids on the back. We talk to him, and it's like Turner Diaries. Oh, like, Jesus, did I misjudge this book by its cover, you know?
Talking about a German guy you talked to?
Yeah, the old guy in the hat who's like, they're trying to come here to make an Islamic state. They take over everywhere. Because when you see him, you're like, oh, that's like some bullshit jolly German guy.
Nope.
No, he's very
Also,
evil.
there is no such thing. I feel like I've never met a jolly German.
What? No, I've met so many.
I've never met a jolly
met so
German.
many.
Straight up. I feel like there's some about like German culture in general where those motherfuckers just don't laugh, dude.
Oh, no, I totally disagree. Maybe. Okay.
Even Mr. Arthur, like, I love Mr. Arthur, but he's like very straightforward.
I feel like
Germany is the most autistic country, I think.
Well, that's true. But like, I feel like they brought it out for me. They were like,
oh, it's because you're Jewish.
Yeah, they're like, we have to put on our best face.
We have to ham it up.
Because like,
oh, the Jews, they love the comedy.
Yeah,
I will do the comedy for you.
When I say, like, German comedy sucks, but it's very charming to me. I love it. When I was there, I met all types of like jolly old krauts. I met ebullient waiters. I met cheerful old men. I met whimsical chocolatiers. I met dreadlocked smoke shop employees. I met all types. My heart was warmed. A lot of them are very serious.
So, you know, Germany's autistic because they thought Hitler was charismatic.
Yes. I love that. The way that American historians talk about
my God, so is Japan.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I love that because like the way that American historians talk about Hitler is like, well, yeah, it's like really bad, but you can like he was so charismatic, you could see how people went along with it. And you watch his speeches.
Yeah, he sucks.
He sucks.
He was mid.
But like Khomeini, one of the most charismatic public speakers ever. Like Khomeini is
or fucking what was I gonna say? Gaddafi.
Yeah, Khomeini was though like he was like everything that like historians think Hitler was as far as charisma. They're not on par morally.
They do not also say nice things about him. We're not we will before Ethan clips this and then fucking does like an 18-minute monologue about how much we want Islamic style Shia mullahs to run the country and the 12 imams, okay?
Khomeini was like objectively one of the most charismatic politicians in like the last probably 100 years, if not more. He basically whole cloth created a new form of government. Like he reconciled like Republican government with Islamism in a way that like no one had really done before. And like
Hugo Chavez was charismatic.
Hugo Chavez is definitely charismatic. But Khomeini like had like an almost like supernatural quality. Like I'm not saying it was, but it's just like his personal like magnetism and charisma was just fucking insane. And like sort of there are guys who are like charismatic speakers and charismatic figures, but he was just like on a whole other level.
Fidel Castro too.
That fled war, that fled shitty situations without any real reason besides being extremist.
I see. Many of them have told me the war is over in Syria. Now it's time to go back home. Do you agree with that idea, or is that
God, dude?
Such a piece of shit.
He's so.
Who told you that?
How does he live?
Not a single person in this entire process, even including the most racist guys that he's talked to, has not said that. It's like, oh, many people, and by that I mean I'm saying that actually.
How do you like?
Oh, the old guy said it. I didn't hear. The old guy wasn't here. I was pissing. It's still not many people, but
yeah, that one guy said it.
Yeah, so many people are saying that.
Too harsh.
I mean, think about the US with the melting pot thing and just, yeah, and it's the same. We should be more welcoming, and that's not the way to do it, just getting rid of them. It became a beast, and we're not really able to stop it anymore, and people think that it's okay. But just think about it, how it all went when fascist Germany rose. Yeah, and I'm afraid that it will happen again. Yeah.
Do you think Islam is compatible with German values and German culture?
I mean, it's monotheist, so they believe in one God like we do, and it's a welcoming religion in my opinion.
This guy's doing the reverse, where it's like, if you're Indian, it's like Abrahamic religions only, please. Yeah, none of the other stuff, okay?
Also, frankly, if you're a South American Catholic, that's polytheism.
Yeah. Yeah, not allowed, okay? None of the saints or whatever.
So I don't see anything wrong with it's comparable in my opinion.
But after hearing the public's perspective of Pegida, I met up with the controversial founder himself, Lutz Bachmann. Tell me about your role in Pegida, who you are, backstory.
German Shadow was saying that Pegida doesn't even have motion anymore. So like he just went to like a nascent, like at a time when the AFD is like popping off doing numbers,
Yeah.
he went with like the one group that is, I guess, you know, falling off.
It's like how BNP fell off when the Independent Party, UK Independence Party popped off.
Yeah. It's well, EDL's back though.
That's true.
And bigger than ever. I mean, they did literally, that's kind of crazy that they did a pogrom in the UK. Like unironically, they did that shit for like a week.
Yeah.
That was wild, dude.
Yeah.
We just kind of left that behind.
Fucking weak response from the West too. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, the EDL
After spending months of being like these pro-Palestinian rallies where they're like demanding our country stops giving weapons to kill babies in Gaza is the most anti-Semitic pogrom you've ever seen. They turned around and were like, yeah, I guess they're trying to kill migrants in hotels.
The West only like selectively acknowledges Islamophobia as a thing, because if they acknowledged it all the time, then people might go, well, okay, like why are we giving money and logistical help to like the world's largest slaughter of like Muslims and Arabs?
Yeah.
It's like when Israel is not in the news, they'll acknowledge it, but not while it is.
The UK's crazy because like, see, Tommy Robinson apparently is gonna only have to serve 1 year in jail. It's like you could literally be like a British Adolf Hitler, and they'll just be like, yeah, you go to jail for like fucking 3 weeks, mate. It's all right.
I mean, I think the EDL rising in numbers, part of that is just like the material reality of the UK right now, and it's only going to get worse as like things get more austere and terrible. That is a really bad place to be right
Tommy
now.
Robinson got a shorter half the sentence that a Just Stop Oil protester got sent to jail for 2 years for throwing soup. That is an irredeemable country, dude.
Yeah.
It's also ironic because it's a fucking island, which makes it even funnier when you're like, these people that you're throwing in jail are literally ringing the alarm bells about, you know, basically England inevitably becoming fucking Atlantis. And you're over here being like, yeah, fuck those. Fuck those young people. Fuck them.
England is
Fuck them.
England is like, they have decided that the way that they are going to exit the world stage is like kicking and screaming and throwing shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And that the second they get booted out the door, they're going to kill themselves.
Basically the founder of Pegida. I'm one of two founders. We founded 10 years ago. On the day, 10 years ago, on this day, 20th of October 2014, we had our first rally here in Dresden.
Okay.
It's this kind of demonstration is going to be the last one.
What does Pegida mean? What is the reason for the movement here?
It actually all started over, as the name already tells you, Pegida means Patriotic Europeans Against Islamization of the West. We are fighting 10 years now against Islamization,
it just rolls off the tongue.
which is taking over all over Europe. But in the meantime, in these 10 years, there came more themes and more themes. We are now fighting against these crazy genderism, and as well, we're fighting against...
Yeah, they're against the Islamization. Oh, that's the other thing that they say. They say like Islamo-communism or something, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Europeans are so fucking stupid, dude. Like they come up with like new ways of trying to be racist, but it's always so goddamn nerdy.
Or it's just like repackaged American stuff. Like the anti-Deutsch people will talk about Islamofascism.
Yeah, Islamofascism. Yeah.
Yeah. I like how their thing for like crazy gender ideology was like a gay guy and a woman dancing.
And they in France they say Islamogauchism. What I've heard this before. I don't even fully understand what that means.
I've never heard that one.
Le wokeism. Islamogauchisme. Le wokeisme. Gauche means left. Oh, okay. Islamo-leftism, which is crazy because like not a single person turns around and goes like, hey, not that long ago we had another fucking fascist movement and they would constantly talk about Judeo-Bolshevism. I feel like this is quite similar to that. What's going on? Like no one is asking the question at all. Everyone's like full tilt. Like, no, yeah, we just switched targets and it's fine now.
I mean, they like hardcore Zionists talk about Iran the same, like it's protocols language.
Yeah.
Everyone is an Iranian agent.
Yeah. They're all the protests are Hamas, all the protests are Iran. Iran is behind every protest.
Against not against.
Iran is doing Iran is bringing in refugees to Germany.
Yeah.
So they can destroy the moral fabric of German society. I wonder if the German population has said that about another group of people not that long ago.
It's funny because like the only guy who like did explicitly threaten to do that was a member of NATO.
What do you mean?
Erdogan. Erdogan had some, I forget what the fight was about, but he was like, oh yeah, I'll send 1 million fucking refugees.
I think it was literally, I'm not even kidding. I don't want to fuck this up. I think it was because they wouldn't like arrest some newspaper writer who like made a mockery of him. Yeah. He's so funny. He's like, I'm weaponizing the like 8 million Syrian migrants that you gave me billions of dollars to house. I will send them to the fucking border of Greece right now unless you arrest the guy who said mean words about me.
He's so like the only guy to ever actually threaten to do that. Did you know that Erdogan wrote several plays when he was a young man? I've been trying to find them.
I can find it for you, most likely. I mean, if it exists. I know he he read like the poem that he went to jail for, but I didn't realize he was like a theater kid.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. What the fuck are you telling me about Erdogan? That's wild.
That was just like a tidbit that I remembered about him.
Yeah. Why are they arguing why Europeans behave like Europeans? I mean, it's just funny. We're learning about European culture, Euroculture. Okay, but cucking NATO because the Swedish Nazi burned a Quran was funny as hell. Yeah, but he's got no motion. He has no motion. All America has to do is be like, okay, we're opening up another dormant investigation into like one of your 7 million different corruption cases.
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, okay, never mind. Actually, I was just kidding. I love to bring Sweden and Finland into NATO. I'm doing the NATOization of Finland, Jack. That's what he said.
Yeah, we will not service, do midlife upgrades, or like even provide replacement parts for any of your American planes.
Yeah. I want to remind everyone. Oh, did you see this Ben Shapiro tweet? Because Qatar, they want Qatar to like to deport all the Hamas members, right? And Ben Shapiro was like tweeting about it. I thought it was really funny. Well, let me see if I can find it. But so immediately, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, they're gonna go to Turkey, right? Because like that's the only other place they can go to. So yeah, he goes, Turkey must pick NATO or Hamas. Yeah, dude. Ben Shapiro, foreign policy analyst. Yeah, you tell him. Like, you tell him, Ben. Yeah, that'll show him. They're so stupid. Like, he's so dumb. Like, what do you think? No, they're gonna 100% house the Hamas people, and yes, they're still in NATO. Like, you can't. Ben's like, I can't believe this. This is compromising Israel's foreign policy goals in the region. So we have to remove the second largest NATO military from the partnership.
It's like Turkey let people cross the border as long as they were joining ISIS.
No, literally
far crazier shit. Like
they were doing a fucking gold bar extraction for to deliver money to ISIS and weapons to ISIS.
They were bringing ISIS oil to market.
And also, who do you think was overseeing that operation?
Yeah.
Like, who do you think was going, yeah, you should do that? I wonder. Do you think that was like Turkey, behaving in an autonomous fashion, when the other time they either are aligned with ISIS or attacking ISIS in Syria? Every fucking weekend it changes. You think that they were, or of course the Kurds, obviously, like killing the Kurds. Like, they don't do any of this shit without America's go ahead. Okay.
Yeah. That's so fun. Like, not letting anyone cross the border unless you have your ISIS permit. That's so funny. And yeah, they're in fucking NATO. Like,
yeah, there's no like,
they're not. Yeah,
that is the reason why they're in NATO. Okay, yeah. Like, originally it was so that America could place missile bases, directly targeting the USSR. But since then, the goal of NATO has evolved. It was that, and also to make sure that there was like a massive ultranationalist movement that squashed out through violent paramilitaries that still very much exist, by the way, called the Grey Wolves. One of them is right here. No, it's this.
Oh, fuck,
not that.
I fucked it up. It's been so long since I did it.
Yeah. And obviously control the Turkish government, okay, through a parallel state or a deep state, which is where the fucking term originated to begin with, Operation Gladio style. And then since then, the goal of, Turkey's involvement in NATO has allowed America to utilize Turkey in a way to do whatever the fuck they want to do in the region. But this way they get to have their hands clean. So they're not directly the ones like immediately being involved with ISIS, because that would be a bridge too far for America, Not Israel, though. Israel likes to directly involve themselves with ISIS.
Yeah.
Including but not limited to offering medical health care to ISIS fighters or apologizing when they shot them. I think that was like the al-Nusra guys.
The rumor was that Erdogan's daughter worked in a field hospital that serviced Nusra and ISIS fighters too.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, they found it already.
Yeah, I think
they found Erdogan theater thing. Yay. He's on stage. Yıl 1977 ve Erdoğan tiyatro sahnesinde tiyatroların özelleştirmesi tartışmalarının odağındaki isim başkanı Erdoğan'ın 1977 yılında bir oyun yazdığı, yönettiği ve rol aldığı ortaya çıktı. Damn, this was in 2012. They boomed his ass. They leaked this shit.
How tall? Erdogan is what, like 6'4"?
I guess. He is kind of tall.
Yeah.
O ekiplerde yayınlanan Maskomya oyununda oynayan oyuncuların biri de Bayrampaşa Belediye Başkanı Atilla Aydıner. Yazan, yöneten, oynayan Recep Tayyip Erdoğan. Başlıklı haber şöyle. Oh, he wrote it, he directed it, and he played in it.
I didn't know he started it.
Yeah, he
What a
was
talent.
at the age of 23. Milli Selamet Partisi Gençlik Komisyonu Başkanı iken Maskomya adlı tiyatro. I don't know what Maskomya is. It's weird. Tiyatro oynatıyor. İyi Evlat adı verilen başrolü oynadı. He was starring in it and it was called his role was called The Good Son. Yeah. What does that mean? Turkish Shadows. Biliyor musunuz Maskomya ne demek? Erdoğan'ın başka oyunu hold on. Let's just fucking translate this. Or how the fuck do you translate it? Oh, here. Was Eric Adams was in it? Yeah, he was. Its original name was Kızıl Pençe, which means like red claw. The book was a work that reflected the university events between 1970 and 1980 very well. We changed the name for the work. We made Moskomya. Oh my God. Oh my God. Chatters were saying in the chat like Mason Communist Yehudi, and I was like, there's no way. Oh my God. Mason Communist Jew. We did the rehearsals in Tepebaşı. Gazisu? What the fuck? Prime Minister Erdogan was our director. The subject of the play was a family story. There was a father. His name was Ayhan Bey. He sent his sons to Europe and received religious education in Europe, but unfortunately he moved away from the belief system and did not follow their religion. Past, it was a role that grew up with that culture. We worked on the play after a while and we started performing all over Istanbul. The work was very popular. Oh, they went and they traveled. They traveled.
This was a hit. He was like Tyler Perry.
It was
Tyler Perry started the Medea character.
Necmettin Erbakan wanted them. They performed in front of Necmettin Erbakan in Ankara Palace. I got behind the wheel. The Prime Minister was with me. We were going to perform. We had very important guests: Prime Minister Necmettin Erbakan, Hasan Aksay, Şevket Kazan, Oğuzhan Asıltürk, and we received great applause. We performed this play for many years until the 1980 coup. In the meantime, we performed another play. Its name was Scorpion. It was a play that revealed how a university professor and students he trained later killed their professor in his office. That's kind of sick.
Yeah. We've never put like, subscriber goals on the Patreon where it's like, at 10,000 we'll do this. If we hit 50,000 paying members in 2025, I will find Mason Communist Jew and I will perform it in English.
Okay.
That's a promise.
Dude,
hold me to this.
The reason why they wrote this article was because Erdogan's like a big privatizer, or originally he was like, now he's like a massive welfare state guy. But when he originally came onto when he came into politics, he was like a massive serial privatizer.
Yeah, that's why all the like Bush foreign policy people like called for his release.
I like directly reported when I was a intern as a reporter at Habertürk, I think, or Bloomberg Habertürk. Anyway, and I was doing I was an economy reporter, and I went to like straight up some of these some of these like, I guess, what is it called? Like when you're, I don't know what exactly it would be, but it was like, I think it was like Turkcell maybe that was being sold. Like it was state enterprises that were basically being privatized. Oh, WAPO covered it. A Turkish TV blockbuster reveals Erdogan's conspiratorial anti-Semitic worldview.
We don't know that it's anti-Semitic.
I mean, it has Jew in the name.
Yeah, but we don't know that
and communist. So it probably is like European
But the
style.
communist is different than the Jew. Like it isn't like, oh, Jewish communist. It's like maybe the Jew is fighting the Mason and the communist.
Wait, why is this in fucking German? Is there not like a normal version of this?
I hate it when that happens. That happens to me so much when I'm looking at missiles.
Let's see if there's a normal one. Oh, there's no English version. Okay. Dude, we're all over the fucking place right now. Oh my God, my mom sent me, she's listening to us. She sent me a YouTube link. Send me a YouTube link of Erdogan's like news coverage of Erdogan's theater play. A play written by a Turkish Freemason communist Jew. The non-religious factory owner Ayhan sends his son abroad for training. Years later, his son returns to Turkey, having fallen away from the Muslim faith. This leads out a falling out with Ayhan and his son. At the same time, the factory owner's workers rebel and take over Ayhan property. They are incited by a Jewish worker. It's funny to think.
Who poses as a Turkish Muslim?
The ringleader, portrayed as extremely malicious in the play, ultimately incites his colleagues to murder Ayhan. So,
what a
you can't make this shit up. You absolutely can, and I'm willing to bet that there is, given Erdogan's background, okay, given the groups that he came from, there is a non-zero chance that there was CIA money that touched this operation. Like, that's what's really funny about the situation, is that like there is, especially considering the plot of this, which is directly like, there's two different groups, right? You have the Muslim nationalists, who are of course anti-communist, and you have the ultra nationalists like the JJJ, the Grey Wolves, that are also anti-communist. Both are fascists of a different variety. Both are, in some ways, directly involved with the CIA. So the fact that this was like an art play that they made that was, an anti-Semitic, anti-communist play, leads me to believe that, who knows, this could be,
I love how like on the nose it is too. Like, there's just no subtlety to it at all. Like, oh, he went to university and drifted away from Islam, and then a Jew pretending to be a Turkish Muslim takes his property and kills him. It's so good. Like,
yeah,
just no sense.
In it, a Jewish agitator proposes a Muslim Turk to incite workers against the owner, who plays with his life. At one climactic moment, one devoutly Muslim character recites the moral of the play: all evil regimes are Jewish inventions. I'm reading it right now. Yeah. No, but that's like, that makes so much sense. It makes so much sense that they would like I could totally see this being like, it's in the budget for some cultural work that we can. Someone in Langley was like, we're cooking with this one.
Yeah, the CIA was spending so much money on shit like this at this time.
Yeah.
This was, yeah.
They were like, this is a young talent. We like him.
Yeah, like a scout found Erdogan. A scout was like, this Erdogan kid looks good getting off the bus,
Yeah.
This kid's tall. He's for privatization.
Is Hasan a Jew lover? Nice, dude. This guy's not even...
This
what?
guy saw the play in its original run.
I don't even... Yeah. DOK Diego, MAGA, CAG, MAGA. All the way since 2020. He's been watching since 2020.
Sometimes you look at like chatters or repliers and you're like, that's coming from a halfway house. Like,
Yeah.
no offense, but
This is typical Dumma conspiracies. They claim the same shit about Atatürk, supposedly Jewish, claiming to be Turkish. Typical Islamist bullshit. Oh yeah, they say Atatürk is secretly Jewish as well.
yeah, that's an awesome one.
Yeah. Which is funny because like they're also antagonistic towards him when he was also not exactly very fond of communism himself.
Yeah.
So, it's
Turkish Islamists versus Turkish like secularists is like the ultimate like fuck off, we don't like your kind, and they're like exactly the same.
Yeah, in many respects.
Yeah, I mean very different in a lot of respects. But
You're gonna yeah, that's I'm gonna get fucking banned again. I'm gonna get extra banned. Oh my god.
But yeah, I had only known the broad strokes of the play. I had never heard the title, but it's so fucking funny.
Atatürk was a secret Greek. He wasn't like secret, bro. He was born in Selanik. Like he is straight up. I mean, just like your boy. I wasn't born there, but my grandparents were.
Isn't that just like
in drama?
Isn't that just like, a bunch like someone in Texas having like Mexican heritage, basically?
Yeah. No, they mean he was from the Greek side, not even a Turk. Whatever. when you find out your goat is Greek. Okay, all right. How the fuck do we get into this?
Oh man,
Get ready for Manic Meltdown by E on his IG stories. He's already criticizing coverage of Amsterdam. Yeah, I don't care, dude. Yeah. Twitch is once again doing the maximum level of anti-Semitism, which is when someone looks at media coverage of a story and criticizes it for not accurately reporting what actually happened.
For the freedom of speech and stuff like that.
What concerns you about Islam?
You just need to look in the world. I think Islam is an like mid-age ideology.
That's the one thing I haven't been able to figure out with him. Like, he's obviously like very racist, but I can't tell if he's like anti-Israel style or pro-Israel racist.
I feel like it's just like he's waiting to see like if
whichever way the wind turns.
Yeah, well, no. Like if Israel like gave him a check, we'd see a video like tomorrow where he's like, I talked to Queers for Palestine and blah blah blah.
You see, there's no space between government and Quran.
I see.
So Sharia
So
law,
separation of religion and state.
Separation.
Yeah, they're gonna do Sharia law in Germany.
Yeah, it really shows that like this sort of cultural American victory, how like every like dumb reactionary is just like this is like interchangeable with like a Republican, you know?
Yeah, but it's like, or liberals nowadays.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it is awesome that I just like, this is such a it's such a not real thing, and yet so many people have primed themselves into believing this, like, where they just straight up think like, yeah, no, this is the whole point. Like, they're coming to they're coming to Germany, and they want to do Sharia style laws, Islamic style laws.
In like 2014, when I was paying attention to like sort of the codification of the Tea Party into like a coherent national movement, like after like the two most consequential Obama midterms in 2010 and 2014, the big thing that I noticed around them was like that was sort of the origin of immigration becoming like not just like a national issue, because it obviously was before, but like sort of the litmus test for Republicans. And it was interesting to me because it's like it's hard to characterize how things were like, 9-10 years ago or so or whatever, but like the guys who were ascended in the party for talking about immigration at the time, it really seemed like, this is way more like European than it is American. Like, obviously there's like xenophobia in America or whatever, and like there are individual elections that are heavily focused on immigration, even prior to
it has gotten worse in the last, like, dude, it has gotten tremendously worse in the last 30 years. And if you look at like, I feel like it's very revealing when you look at the Republican primaries between like fucking, what was it, like George H.W. Bush, and I think it was Reagan versus Bush.
Oh yeah, when the clip of Reagan talking about it, yeah.
When they're both talking about like, the question is about like, should we pay for the schooling of undocumented migrants? And they're both like in agreement. They're like, oh yeah, they're here, they're our neighbors. Like, it's ridiculous that, it's ridiculous that we would want people around us to be uneducated.
Right.
Is the position that they're at. And I feel like you can't even get a fucking Democrat to say that now.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if a Democrat would say that, they'd be like, you are a scumbag. You want America to be fucking destroyed. Like,
yeah, like I could see John Fetterman being like, yeah, I'm a Democrat, but I think it's bullshit that you can commit a crime and your kid gets free school.
yeah. It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, we're getting there. As conditions worsen, we're looking for new enemies.
And the problem is, it's not just these maybe 10,000 crazy Islamists they are running around in the world. The problem is, if they behead somebody, the normal Muslim is standing and watching it because he can't do anything because his book, the Quran, tells him it's right, like behead all the unbelievers and stuff like that. So they're actually...
What?
Dude, the beheading shit is so wild because, like, I guess it's ISIS, right? Like, I think the last time like someone was beheaded in fucking Saudi Arabia was in 2012. We looked it up. Like,
they're
which is again America's ally. Okay, it's not like that's not a thing that's happening. That's not like it's so wild.
Also, he's saying like, oh, even if they disagree with it, they can't do anything because they're Muslims, and the Quran says that, and it's like. That, I guess, like, no one told any of the guys who fought ISIS on the ground in Syria, who were, like, 95% Muslim.
No, that was hand cutting and stealing. The Saudi Arabia still apply beheading, which, by the way, is a brutal form of capital punishment. And it's quite interesting for Americans to be in favor of capital punishment, but I guess like the method of execution is what they have a problem with.
Yeah, that's like the one that isn't okay.
Yeah, they should have fucking choked him with like a new type of gas that they had to illegally fucking find, you know what I mean, in a room, or strap him to a fucking electric chair. It's like, only weird injections allowed, please. That's a significantly more modernized version of the state executing someone. It's so stupid. George Carlin did a whole stand-up special about this.
She's not allowed to fight themselves against...
Bro, a guy was beheaded in France in 2020. Wait, what? French people still use guillotines? No. No fuck. What? No. Does France even have capital punishment? Capital punishment in France is banned by Article 66(1) of the Constitution of the French Republic since 2007.
I think he might mean, I kind of have an inkling of what he's talking about.
No, that was a crime, not punishment.
Yeah, that's what
Oh, you're saying like someone, he means a terrorist attack on a teacher?
Oh yeah, the murder of Samuel Paty.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Dude. That's not... 18-year-old Chechen Muslim refugee killed and beheaded a Patty with a cleaver and was shot and killed by police minutes later. Like, that's a crime, dog. That's not an Islamic style judgment being issued due to Sharia or whatever the fuck. What are you talking about? The last guillotine in France was used in the 1970s. That's crazy. We beheaded Saddam Hussein. No, we did not behead Saddam Hussein. We hung him. I remember because I remember seeing the footage when I was a kid. Didn't they literally fucking release that footage too? And I think if I recall correctly, it was like right around Ramadan too.
This one?
No, Saddam Hussein.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that. I remember there were a lot of like gaffes with how they did it. Like, do you remember how the executioner like chanted Muqtada?
No, I don't remember that.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, it was morning of Eid, right? If I recall correctly, because like, I mean, not that Saddam gives a shit. Like, I mean, or I guess he would have given a shit because he was getting hanged, but it is kind of crazy.
Saddam kind of went out like pretty tough, honestly.
I saw it on live TV in Jordan. Yeah, they played it. They did it. It was on YouTube, and when you stopped at the right time, you could see his face from the flashes lit up.
Saddam was definitely like a bad guy, but like
executioners were Shia and chanted Muqtada.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was like a hugely embarrassing thing for America. He really went out like a soldier, though. You know, I wasn't a fan, but you got to admit.
Teachers who were vets of the Iran-Iraq war in our school gave us sweets and stuff. They were so happy when he died. God, America's such a fucking stupid ass country. I swear to God.
Well, he said Iran-Iraq war. That might be Iranian chatter. Right?
Footage was leaked during aid by Shia militants that were in the room. It was a follower of Army of Mehdi that recorded it and leaked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was supposedly leaked from the phone of someone who was there. I say leaked with the 12 quotation marks. Yeah. I think that was deliberate. I think the timing of it was deliberate so that I think it was like I think that the timing of it and the release of the footage was deliberate. Because I remember as a young boy, how are you stupid for wanting him dead? Yeah, I know. Saddam presented a grave threat to you, my friend. You're right. I'm glad that we fucked up Iraq.
Yeah, I love it.
This guy in 2024, he's like, you know what was a good war? Iraq.
I love when people do that too, where it's like, are you saying Saddam was a good guy? And it's like the only people I've ever seen say that are like delusional Bothists who like live in London on Twitter. Those are the only guys. I've seen those guys argue with like Shia guys who actually like live in Iraq. And they'll go like, I saw an argument between two of those guys where the pro-Saddam guy was like, you got to admit the order to invade Kuwait was a good order though, bro.
Yeah.
You have to admit it.
Or
but like, yeah, no one
or
fucking,
you got like I do have some Iraqi Kurds that will always be like, no, I'm so glad he got fucking executed, which I get where you're coming from,
like
but
that,
it's like
but
it still fucked your life up in ways that are pretty obvious.
Right. My point is not that like, my point is that like, it's not like we went over there and like killed one bad guy for being bad.
No,
and
they
then, like
just
left.
like they killed Hassan Nasrallah because he was homophobic.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why. That's why it was good. Okay. Bothists are psychotic. They still fantasize with the greatness of Iraq under Saddam is fucking dumb. I mean, objectively, was it a better place than it is now? So I think that's probably what it is. It's like the nostalgia of being like a regional power.
Saddam's Air Force, they have one dub over an American pilot. An Iraqi MiG-25 shot down an American F-16.
It's crazy.
People don't do that every day. That was kind of sick. You gotta, yeah.
It's the crazy ones.
Foxbat
UK always
was an
say
unfairly detested aircraft. People make fun of it because, people thought it would be like made out of titanium and like turned on a fucking dime. But it was pretty good. It's a pretty cool plane.
it's 10 years in front of us.
Okay.
You see what's happening there. Churches becoming mosques and stuff like that. And every government, they already have their people in the right positions and they obviously take over. You see it all over Europe. And this is what we were fighting from the beginning. We wanted to stop that.
Do you think Islam and Western values are compatible?
Not at all. This is what I think. There's even the head of the Muslim Council in Germany. It's called Ayman Maziak, this guy. This is basically the highest Muslim in Germany.
Okay.
Himself, he says...
Felix, am I mistaken? But I thought he's responsible for 9/11.
Oh, dude, come on.
No, I love this. This chatter is he just literally he was originally responding to me saying, God, Americans are such a stupid fucking country. Like we are such a stupid nation. And he went, how are we stupid for wanting Saddam dead? And then immediately proved the point I was making.
Okay. I don't want to call him stupid because there's a chance this is like a
troll
or like a 14-year-old. You know what I mean? Like,
why would a 14-year-old have like fucking remnants of George W. Bush era propaganda that like virtually everyone, including the people that worked, including George W. Bush, now recognizes as bullshit and openly admits as such.
Because like they have like dumb parents or like a dumb older brother or something. I don't know.
Dude, open the schools, man. Open the schools.
That's the thing is like I will never yell at like a 15-year-old now for being stupid because the deck is so stacked against you.
It's fucking...
If you have no pre-phone memories, like you're kind of fucked. It's tough.
Chatter, you are mistaken. Saddam Hussein was not responsible for 9/11. What are we doing, man? What? Sometimes I read something like that and I'm just like, why am I doing what I'm doing? There's just no point to this at all. There are so many more people who think like that.
Well, now he knows.
Yeah. Who's Osama bin Laden to them then? Yeah. Oh.
There's only one Islam. There's not like the press and the media telling us there's a moderate Islam and there's one really Islamist. And even the head says, no, there's only one Islam. And this is what is dangerous for Europe. And it's
I bet
not.
that guy thinks Saddam Hussein is responsible for 9/11 though. He's like Saddam Hussein was an Islamist. He loved Sharia law.
That is a Christopher Hitchens type guy.
Yeah. Yeah, his Islamofascism cannot work in Germany.
Not at all compatible to our values.
That's my favorite when they'll be like, this is Lebanon before Hezbollah. It's like, that's Lebanon yesterday before Israel bombed it, dumbass.
It'll be like a hot girl at a beach, and it's like, yep, there no more beaches in Lebanon.
Yeah,
they lost all the sand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. When they lump in Syria and Saddam Hussein when talking about like Islamist fundamentalism, I'm like, come on, dude.
I saw there's this like really shitty Chuck Norris movie from like the mid 80s where these like stand-in PFLP type terrorists hijack a plane, and there's this Jewish couple on the plane, and they're like, wait, they're from Lebanon? They can't be. I went to Beirut in the 70s. It was like Monte Carlo. What happened? And like this movie was made in like 1986.
Delta Force.
Delta Force, yeah. And like they were as far back as 1986. They were like Lebanon 10 years ago. Lebanon now.
Yeah. Very different.
Not at all.
Okay.
So there's a German politician that has been saying in the 60s or 70s he says, you don't save Calcutta. If you bring whole Calcutta to your country, then your country becomes Calcutta.
I see.
You know
you think their culture will replace German culture?
Exactly. They call it integration, but integration for me is a big lie. Because integration, when you see the word, means that you integrate somebody and he brings a bit of his with to your culture. I prefer what we call assimilation. When they come here, they need to assimilate to our culture. Then they are welcome. I don't mind people from Syria, from Afghanistan or wherever. I don't care at all about skin colors. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think you do mind.
Yeah, and it's also like the entire way that these guys do immigration is like designed to keep people from like taking part.
Yeah, they slammed them into like low income neighborhoods with zero job prospects and no like tools of integration regardless.
If you were trying to like force them into like a cloistered existence where there's no like cultural exchange or assimilation, that is what you would do.
Yeah. Been born white or yellow or black or whatever. But they have to assimilate to our culture, to our values, and to everything.
And what are your thoughts to some of these counter-protesters who may say you're like racist, neo-Nazi, xenophobic, those sorts of things?
I always ask them, give me one proof that I'm racist. I've even got my best man for my wedding.
Standing in front of stop the Islam, stop the Islamicization of Europe.
Yeah, after saying that Calcutta is going, Germany's going to become Calcutta, that they're going to overtake Germany.
I like that he's convinced Tyler he's not racist, though. That's good.
That's a very, very difficult feat.
Yeah.
Is a Turkish guy. He's Muslim. I've got so many friends, black friends from everywhere.
Okay, secret question. Was the photo of you as Hitler doctored? Is that Photoshop?
Yeah, it was Photoshop.
Straight up Photoshop?
Even the press brought maybe 2 months after one of these journalists. He actually had to prove in court, and he lost the case. And there was the picture is real, but the beard was photoshopped from them.
And at this current rate, what will Europe look like in 50?
What?
He's saying that the mustache was added in after.
Okay.
Why are you making the... Wait. Did he mean actually beard, or does he... Wait, where was the photo? God damn it.
To our culture, to our...
Let's see.
My best man for my wedding.
Secret question. Was the photo of you as Hitler doctored?
So that's the photo.
Is that Photoshop?
Yeah, it was Photoshop.
Straight up Photoshop?
Even the press brought maybe 2 months.
Wait, that's not before Photoshop. You just... No, this is... Hello? This looks doctored. What the fuck? No, this looks photoshopped.
What the fuck?
I was inclined to believe him. I do think he's a racist. But I was inclined to believe him until I saw this before Photoshop photo, which very obviously has been photoshopped.
And he's doing the Hitler face. That's the face you do when you're Hitler.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He can say it. He's Jewish.
Of course, Tyler is not following up on this.
He's doing anti-Deutsche.
No, that is a facial expression that Hitler loved making.
Yeah, because he was on meth all the time.
Yeah.
Months after, one of these journalists, he actually had to prove in court, and he lost the case. And there was the picture is real, but the beard was photoshopped from them.
And at this current rate, what will Europe look like in 50 years, in your opinion?
God, no, I wish I had like a glass ball to look in the future. I wish, but I think things will change. There will be like the mainstream would call it a right-wing revolution.
He was radicalized by a PKK protest. Damn, that's why his best man was Turkish at his wedding. He's like, I hate these PKK bastards just like you do. You're right.
I call it the normal people will take over again.
Any conflict we should predict or what?
Just enjoy it.
Okay.
Just enjoy the show.
Okay, amazing. Thanks for your time.
I'd be like, go on down the road, you fuck.
250. Pegida-Kundgebung in eigener Sache. Jeder aufgedacht den Nachbarn, verdächtige Personen mit der Polizei oder unseren Ordnern.
When they say this shit,
Lesen, nachdem Lutz das Video rausgekommen hat. Pegida löst sich auf. Wir sind zerstritten. Freunde, nichts davon ist wahr. Es sind Lügen aus der gleichen.
what does this take? I mean, it's clearly a joke. I think Pete Buttigieg could say the Democratic Party to win the presidency in 4 years if he continues to debate in his clear-headed and level-headed way and become straight and more racist. It's a joke, my friend. Yeah, dude, you can't be doing this rally in German. Like, you should just say this speech in English just to, avoid the confusion. Okay? Like, when you say these words in German, like when you say most words in German, no disrespect, but it kind of seems, it's giving Hitler. But when you say these specific words in German, you're just you're not even paraphrasing, you're just being Hitler. Okay, now you're just quoting Hitler. Okay, got it. Cool. All right. That's Hitler. That's wild, man. They're just Dan Henschel fans. Yeah.
Jetzt geht's ja gleich drüben bei Pegida los. Wer heute vielleicht zum ersten Mal da ist, weiß auch noch nicht, was kommt. Es ist meistens rassistisch, eigentlich immer. Es ist ganz oft antisemitisch. Es ist gegen alle Menschen, die den Leuten da drüben nicht ins Bild passen. Es ist einfach nur zum Schämen.
Noch viel lauter sein müssen. Menschen, die hierher kommen, haben es verdient, dass wir sie integrieren und nicht, dass wir sie pauschal an die Grenzen abweisen oder ihnen nur noch Butterbrot und Seife zur Verfügung stellen.
Also, Fake News, Pegida wird es weitergeben, aber wir machen ein neues Projekt. So, und damit die erste hier auf der Bühne, Angelika
They were
Barbe.
screaming Lugenpresse. Not even joking. Like they were chanting that. It's just like
Well, that's okay. That's just an unfortunate thing. It's like how the German Air Force is still called the Luftwaffe.
yeah.
It's like, you know,
I think at that point you got to find a new word.
I
you know?
don't. Yeah, but it like means like flight wing. You know, like I bet if they could go back in time and change it, they would have it so the Third Reich wasn't in German. It was in a different language.
Oh,
But yeah, no, it's you know, it's
poor guys.
Maybe they should have picked like different. I mean, the Third Reich didn't think they would like lose, so like they never thought, oh, this is going to be awkward when we have to have the normal German Air Force, and it's called the same thing. There may have been one guy who was like, this is pretty fun. I'm having a lot of fun, but we are going to lose. So we should call it something else. There was probably a general in the Wehrmacht who is like those Kamala staffers who are like, I'm really proud of everything we did. I had a great time.
Yeah, we did it. We had a really good run.
We revolutionized mechanized warfare and
death
and you know, airborne infantry. I'll miss this team a lot.
What's important is losing gracefully, and that's what happened here.
Well, Hitler was smiling in his concession speech.
He said it's the campaign of joy.
Yeah.
That he brought to Germany.
Yeah, that is what's important. Everyone who was like still alive at the end, they had made lifelong friends. And the fight wasn't over. Years later, when they created NATO, everyone was back into the exact same position that they were before.
Yeah, shout big ups. Shouts out to fucking America for that one.
Yeah.
They just straight up were like, okay, so what are your best anti-communist generals? And they were like, me. And they're like, so what's your background? Oh, I was a Nazi general.
I love the Simon Wiesenthal thing about the guy who was president of Austria. Kurt Waldheim, I think, was the president of Austria in, I think, the 60s, 50s or 60s. I forget when exactly. But Simon Wiesenthal was like, you know, the preeminent like Nazi hunter in the world. And they when Waldheim became president, they were like, is this guy like clean? Was he like a Nazi? And Wiesenthal was like, absolutely not. He's a friend of Israel. This guy's great. And then, like, of course, it instantly came out that he was like a very active member.
Yeah. Wow. Not a lot has changed, huh?
Oh, it was the 80s? I thought it was the... Yeah, I knew I forgot the time, what it was.
Bratwurst Winter. Did you know Richie Torres posted her...
What?
Twitch ban congressional letter to LinkedIn?
Come on, dude.
Why does he post about Israel on LinkedIn all the time? I thought that was a joke.
Like, this is the definition of backbencher. Like, this is the definition of, like, the most bullshit congressman who is, like, not getting anything done.
Oh, my God. I'm
like,
going to...
Dude, if you live in that district, knock on one door. One door, you'll probably get it.
100%. Please, dude. Someone needs to help his fucking constituents, man. Jesus Christ.
Do you think they even like bother sending form letters when people are like, "Hey, there's a fucking pothole. There, my street is filled with fucking potholes." Hey, I'm having trouble with my social security. And another thing, here's another clip of Hasan.
Dude, that's amazing, dude. He did. He like actually posted the congressional letter on his. Someone responded.
I'm a 9/11 survivor.
I'm a 9/11 survivor. I wasn't aware of Islamists other than the Middle East, so I didn't carry fear of Islam or Muslims with that event or judgment. October 7th changed my worldview because it cracked open the hidden agenda of Islamists hidden to me. I used to follow Hassan Piker in his early days. I kind of like a rebel. It's a shame that he doesn't use his fire to fight against all hate. That would change the world. Miller C., business transformation strategist. Wait, she followed me in my early days, but thinks I'm an Islamist now?
I like that she's like more or less okay with you being an Islamist, but she's like, but he should be against hate.
Yeah.
Like,
deport him to Gaza.
that is an 800-year-old man.
Yeah, why does anyone give terrorists like him airtime? Also, it's not surprising as Turks are raised to be anti-Semitic from birth with ridiculous lies and conspiracies about the Jewish people. He's right. The Moscow, the Mason communist Jew theater play by Erdogan.
Well, no, I feel like we disprove that because I knew about it, but you didn't.
Yeah, that's true. I missed that. I missed that on the anti-Semitism seminar.
My parents showed me Mason communist Jew instead of like, Dora the Explorer when I was a little kid. They were like, this is important for you to see.
It's also ironic as they're actually perpetrators of genocide and ethnic cleansing. Ask the Kurds and Armenians. Well, how about you ask Israel if they recognize the Armenian genocide?
Yeah.
It's quite a complicated situation for them, considering that, they're doing the same thing right now. So it's like weird if they were to recognize that.
Israel has been treating Armenians fucking great. Hey, what lobby is most opposed to recognizing the Armenian genocide besides the Turkish lobby?
Yeah.
Would anyone happen to know?
Yeah. Yeah. And his professional YouTuber primary information source for campus encampment dwellers everywhere. How encouraging. To paraphrase FDR, Hassan Piker and his uncle Cenk Uygur are with their friends at WOL like Nardi and Kiswani, a Trojan horse. Fifth column that betrays a nation unprepared for treachery.
Why did FDR say that about you?
Yeah. Wait, why? This guy's a rabbi? What the fuck? Why
does a rabbi need to be on LinkedIn?
And why is like a rabbi on LinkedIn saying that I'm a fifth column style, like Islamist betrayer of the nation?
Dude, what the fuck?
You're a man of God, dude. What the fuck?
If you're a rabbi on LinkedIn, I'm taking your Torah. I'm taking all your shit. Like, why do you need to be on LinkedIn? Oh, I could make more. Oh, there's a competitive.
Ooh, this guy
labor
owned me.
market
This
for
guy owned
rabbis.
me. Piker definition might need small lying evil added, but dictionary.com. Piker, a person who does anything in a contemptibly small or cheap way. A stingy, tight-fisted person. Tightwad, a person who gambles, speculates in a small, cautious way. Well, I'm learning things about myself. Oh,
This is what I hate about LinkedIn. LinkedIn's so annoying.
Oh, that's crazy.
I think I'm gonna call the LinkedIn Rabbis congregation and be like, yeah, I'm trying to get a bar mitzvah done, but your rabbi is spending all day on LinkedIn.
These people are just being straight up Islamophobic and racist while showing their full names and places of work. Like, they just don't give a shit that anyone else can see
There's
this.
no professional consequence for that shit.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Like there's zero.
No, they're gonna literally elevate them.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, hey, Linda, I saw how Islamophobic you were being. Keep it up.
You get like
you're now a manager.
Yeah, we've said this a million times. That like there's no way to like qualitatively determine like who's the most oppressed in whatever place at any given time, nor is it like particularly like useful towards knowing anything. But you can really get away with saying just about anything about like Muslims in America.
Yeah, 100%.
In a way that
even
like,
if you're a member of Congress,
yeah,
5 days before your own election, when you're on the ballot, you can be predisposed with trying to fucking do a smear campaign and cancel the largest left-wing voice online in a sea of right-wing psychos. Like, the only person on those live stream numbers that we looked at, I was the only fucking progressive person on there. Every single other person is like far right to omega far right. And Richie Torres is like worried about trying to take me out.
I mean, you saw who Richie Torres spent election night with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Barry Weiss. And also, like, Red Scare literally sold ISIS merch. Like, what the fuck? Oh, I forgot. ISIS, not a lot of issues with Israel. Never mind. Suspiciously. Yeah, that's true. I forgot. When you're pro-Israel, you can just fucking do whatever you want.
That was so funny when ISIS apologized.
For being associated with Red Scare podcast?
No, for firing on Israel. ISIS was on top of the world, though. Like when that merch, like that was ISIS's. ISIS and XXX Tentacion had like the same trajectory at the same time.
I'm imagining them sending a copyright takedown notice to the Red Scare podcast. Please disassociate with us at once.
Think about being ISIS's lawyer. You're just like a normal lawyer.
Yeah.
But like ISIS is just one of your fucking clients.
It's like, we're issuing a fatwa. This is very bad for the brand.
Yeah, the letterhead is just like regular law firm, like Goldstein, Davis, and Jones. My client's ISIS.
Oh, man. That's good.
Herzlichen Dank und ich danke allen, die hierher gekommen sind. Wir versammeln uns hier heute, weil wir alle zum Grundgesetz stehen und weil sie das Grundgesetz aushebeln. Das akzeptiere ich nicht. Wer sich zu Pegida bekannte, wurde ausgepfiffen, wurde ausgegrenzt. Dessen Existenz wurde in Frage gestellt. Denken wir nur an Sigmar Gabriel, SPD, der Pegida als Pack bezeichnet hat. Oder Özdemir, der uns als Mischpoker bezeichnet hat. Oder jetzt habe ich gerade gelesen,
Lady was around the first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was too young to participate too much. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is, as I said earlier, you know, when you get a bunch of Germans in a crowd and you start chanting any speech whatsoever, it kind of gives me the ick. No disrespect to the Germans in the chat, but you know, there's something about it that don't sit right with me. But when you're saying these things, it's like, oh, okay, this is literally just, you know, this is just the same shit that we've seen.
Well, the nice thing is that like the anti-Deutsch people like mostly agree with this now.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like, you're anti-fascist on the off season, but then now you're like, I actually think the Pegida movement had some good ideas.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is that like by going with like the Islamofascism like cop out.
Yeah.
Ich gar nicht. Hat sogar im Bayerischen Rundfunk gesagt, das sind Nazi-Schweine, denen das Demokratieverständnis fehlt.
Ich danke euch wirklich sehr, dass ihr heute hier seid. Macht doch mal richtig laut. Da hinten kommt auch gerade die Zubringer-Demo. Die werden wir gleich richtig laut begrüßen. Und dann zeigen wir heute noch ein allerletztes Mal, Pegida is over, Bachmann, go home.
Das haben dann die Medien weiter...
There's not a lot of motion in this anti-fascist rally. There's like nobody there.
There's no motion in like either of these,
Yeah.
really. This is pretty
zerstört. Sie haben ein Ossi-Bild geliefert als Spalter, als abgehängte dumme Leute, die hier demonstrieren. Und später dann als rechte Nazis. Und wir erinnern uns an die DDR. Da hieß es auch, wer nicht für uns ist gegen uns. Und wer gegen uns ist es gegen den Weltfrieden. Jetzt müssen wir schon für den Weltkrieg sein. Das wollen wir aber nicht. Ich möchte heute...
Politics is so stupid now that like every movement on earth is like We're actually the party that's against the World War.
Yeah. Also, why did he just like play the entire fucking rally? That's so boring.
Yeah, this is pretty
He's still going.
Totally, yes.
Okay, what are the main problems you have with Pegida?
Actually, you can hear it all in just their name. They're like patriotic European people against Muslims.
Okay.
So, yeah, and all their banners and flags also show their opinion, like the Reichsflagge, which was used by the Kaiserreich and by the Nazis.
What if they said like, yo, we just want the borders to be safe and less immigrants? Is that cool or no?
That's not cool. No. They are coming from places where there's war or bad economy, so you can't live there. And everybody has the right to have a peaceful life.
I think it's important for society that they support basic human rights, that everyone can live on this planet, but they say things about people that's not okay. If people need to go from their home place, it's never pretty. And if there's war,
I didn't realize we did 10 fucking hours, dude. I gotta go to dinner. I'm sorry.
All good.
Felix Biederman, everybody, thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone,
for coming on.
My pleasure.